Alright, welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode 180. I think it's like 87, I think it is. Well, here we're discussing episodes 33 and 35 of Kamen Rider. That's what I plan to do. So in these three episodes, well, yeah, actually it's 187. Okay, so in the case of basically what kind of happens over the course of these few episodes, so in 33 and 34, 33, well, they do have a monster that shows up here known as Kidos Ori, who is basically the Orca Lord. Yeah, this particular creature story is wrapped up with episode 33. Yeah, he is pretty much killed off pretty quickly, and then of course we debut a brand new character. A brand new monster by the name of L of the Water, which is revealed in this episode that this creature is responsible for the Akatsuki incident. It was about one of the supporting characters. Also, it's possessing this one named Monument. That's the character named 20. That's the one who's been doing the crazy stuff that's been going on. So, basically, because this creature showed up, and of course, Seiichi is basically afraid of this creature. He is afraid. And this is a little arc for him, where he basically is trying to overcome that fear. And of course, also in these episodes, we do get a chance to see him meet Ryu again. First time since episode like 25, these two have seen each other. Actually, I think it was like 23. I think last time these two saw each other was after Aki died back in episode 22. That was the last these two ever saw each other. And then, of course, basically, he does ask him, "Why did you kill Aki?" And he said, "I didn't. It was one of the unknowns who killed her." That's definitely true. And because of the fact that he can tell that he's not lying, he completely believes him. And basically, Mana has basically asked him to be Seiichi's bodyguard because of the L of Water. Of course, they don't know it's called that. I just call him that because that's what the Wiki side refers to this creature as. So, and as for the woman that he is possessing, she, of course, after 33, makes one more appearance. Yeah, she is briefly possessed by this creature in episode 33, and then she disappears in episode 42. Yes, she does make one appearance, after appearing mostly since non-stop since episode 20, and now she's gone. Yep, she is gone. Basically, she's one of the passengers on the ship, so she leaves basically her body. And also, basically throughout this, and of course, Agito, Seiichi finds out that Ryu is Gills. He doesn't know it's called that name because the name Gills has mentioned once or twice in the course of the show, mentioned by the young youth. Well, the mysterious youth, per se. So, this is also about the Agito being sort of a special power associated with people who are on the Akatsuki ship, and like how that is a threat to the mysterious youth. How? Not known yet. So, and then throughout this, basically, Seiichi, well, by the next episode, he overcomes his fear of the L of Water and debuts Agito's burning form, defeats basically the praying mantis, take place the Orca in episode 34. Yeah, the praying mantis is not here very long. Yeah, he's here for like one episode, he's immediately killed off. Actually, more like, yeah, he doesn't really kill anybody per se. He's only around here surprisingly for one episode. He is probably by far one of the shortest tenured lords of the entire show. You're like, really? Yeah, really. I mean, only appearing in a single episode. Is this another one of the miscellaneous lords? Let's see. Yeah, this is another one of the miscellaneous lords. Yeah, immediately killed off. And, of course, Water leaves by the start of the next episode. Also, this is the first time at the start of 33 we have our three, at this point, just the three writers, Agito, Gills, and G3X, all sharing a scene together. Yeah, first time ever in the entire series this has actually happened. And then right after this, basically, Makoto basically takes the suit off, doesn't wear it again for a little while. Gills, of course, does battle the L-Lord once again, and of course, the L-Lord has to flee back to the mysterious youth for reasons. They do, in fact, debut in 35 another creature. And what is it, might ask? The creature that shows up in episode 35 is, in fact, the last of the Crow Lords. Yes, known as Corvus Canis. It's a woman. Oh, excuse me. It's a female lord. As for the reason for this character being here, well, basically it picks up a woman, drops her, and then we debut a brand new character in the same episode, mind you. Yes, in the very same episode, we debut this brand new monster. Yeah, brand new monster. Like, and then we have this guy wearing shades who just happens to... Gills knows about this because he can actually take the unknowns, or lords, and he finds a woman, and then this guy just walks up. This guy with another biker comes up, and we find that the guy's name is Kino. Yeah, this guy has been mentioned a lot since like episode 14 of the show. The guy is mentioned frequently, but did not make appearances for every episode. His first mention of this guy was way back in episode 14 of the show. He was also brought up again 26, 27, 31, 34, and finally he makes his debut here. As for the reason why they decided to delay this guy's appearance, I don't know. Maybe the actor, he'd probably been cast already to play the character, the actor's name is Takari Kikuchi. I'm sure he was cast to play the character already, but I'm guessing that he probably was a little busy. Well, it can't be for Deca Ranger because he appeared in that show. But the thing is, he did not appear in that show until 2004. Roughly about a couple years after the show aired. So it was not that. I'm guessing he probably had other projects he was working on. So that's probably the reason why the character's appearance was delayed for as long as it was. And then he just, goes to perform surgery. He knocks at the doctor who was actually scheduled to perform the surgery on this woman, and then he just performed surgery really quickly in the span of, even though it's shown over the course of a few minutes, basically, even though it's scheduled for about 2.5 hours of surgery, this surgery is done in 40 minutes. And then there's another doctor comes in, the one who's wearing a lab coat. As my guess is probably, it could be the chief of surgery, possibly, or I don't think it's a hospital administrator, because I highly doubt hospital administrator wear basically a lab coat. My guess is probably chief of surgery, and he sees basically the work that this doctor. He's like, oh, I know who this is. And then we find out that his name is, well, we find out it's Kino, and then we have basically the Crow Lord show up, and then the episode ends with him transforming into Agito. But this is classified as another Agito. This is sort of a mutated version of the character of the suit that's worn by Shinichi. Yeah, it's more like more evolved than what Shinichi has. One thing, it's got like a mouth. It can show teeth. It's much more mutated. It's similar style to that of Gale's. My guess is the suit probably could have also been the reason why that it was probably delayed. My guess the suit wasn't ready yet, or they're probably waiting for a good point in the story to debut this character. And that's pretty much where we left off there, and that's where we leave off with that. So, I was looking up see about the 13 writer special with Soshio Kamen and Ryuki. I have tried to find it. There's one website has it, but the website probably loading up, so I'm just not going to worry about the special. So I'm going to just work on the 3 movies. One is episode 5, which I'll watch tomorrow, and there's also going to be Heisei Rider versus Showa Rider and Kamen Rider 1. Yeah. So, not much to say about these episodes. They're really good. And, of course, basically my fish break. Now, of course, after I watch the 3 movies, I will definitely go back to watching Sentai. Well, let's see. Before my break with that one, I have I think it's 11 to go. I could probably finish up this weekend, of course, but I need to work on the movies. I said I was working on the movies, but I'm on break from Agito, yes, but there's 3 movies I'm going to work on, so I'm probably going to start reviewing those tomorrow. Do I think I'll get all of them done? I don't know. That depends. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, notifications. Next up, here our class. Get next to you. Bye.